Hello, and welcome to Your Year Week. My name is Lucy Wilkins, and here are this week's top stories. On Wednesday, Gov. Ned Lamonts School of Management class of 1980 unveiled his budget, promising fundamental changes to reboot Connecticut's floundering economy. The governor presented his proposed biannual 2020 to 2021 fiscal year budget before a joint session of the Connecticut General Assembly in a speech that highlighted his success in the private sector and his confidence in the administration's ability to bring more business to Connecticut. The budget, which will begin July 1st, includes proposals to restructure the state's teacher retirement system and the employment retirement system, as well as policies that Democrats in the legislature have called for, including a $15 minimum wage and a paid family and medical leave program. Lamont proposed to reduce state pension payments by requiring that municipalities take on a greater share of the burden, which would be implemented gradually over a period of 3 years. Towns that pay above average salaries would contribute more. Yale Divinity School Dean Gregory Sterling told the news earlier this week that the Yale Divinity School is slated to raise enough funds to meet 100% of its students' demonstrated need for tuition by 2022, after receiving a recent gift of tens of millions of dollars. According to Sterling, the school has raised $31 million out of the necessary $53 million to fund its tuition plan by 2022. The plan, which is outlined in the Divinity School Strategic Plan from 2015, is meant to free students from debt and for vocation, according to the school's website. Sterling added that tuition support will bring more students to Yale over other divinity schools and help divinity school graduates who pursue relatively low-paying careers compared to other professional school graduates. This comes after Yale School of Medicine Dean Robert Alpern announced on Monday that the School of Medicine will lower expected loans for its qualified students. Starting next year, students receiving need-based scholarships will only be expected to borrow $15,000 in loans to cover educational expenses, a $15,000 reduction that of the 2017 to 2018 term. Earlier this week, the environmental policy think tank Climate Leadership Council released the names of over 3,300 signatories endorsing its carbon tax plan. The Baker-Schultz carbon dividends plan, a bipartisan proposal to tax carbon and reduce emissions, is endorsed by 45 of America's leading economists. Behind the scenes, more than 50 Yale members of the student organization Students for Carbon Dividends, also known as S4CD, work to create a database of every academic economist in the country in hopes of expanding the organization's reach. By using this database, activists at the Climate Leadership Council were able to recruit an economist from nearly every major university in the United States to endorse the plan. These signatories joined 27 Nobel laureates, 15 former chairs of the Council of Economic Advisors, and all living former Federal Reserve chairs. According to S4CD President Alexander Posner, class of 2019, this is the first climate policy to be endorsed by college Republicans nationwide and is backed by the Broad-Class Climate Coalition in American history. That's all for now. From all of us here at YTV, have a wonderful weekend.